Good morning everyone, this is As Muhammad Khan and I welcome you in today's segment student. And we are meeting after a long break virtually. So student, it is due to Omicron and Omicron is infecting our which system? Yes student, respiratory system. And today we will discuss about this. And today we will discuss about the mechanism of respiration. So student, in the mechanism of the respiration, it contains the different process. First is pulmonary ventilation, that is known as breathing. Second is exchange of gases student. Third is cellular respiration. Fourth is transportation of carbon dioxide. So first we will discuss about the pulmonary ventilation. Now, what is the pulmonary ventilation student? It is the exchange of gases from the atmosphere to the lungs, and it includes the two important processes. First is inspiration, in which the air enters to the lungs. Second is expiration, in which from the lungs air is removed towards the atmosphere. So it includes the two important processes, and that are known as inhalation and exhalation. So we can say that the inhalation and the exhalation together is known as pulmonary ventilation, and this pulmonary ventilation is also known as breathing. So first, what happens student in the inspiration? If we speak about the inspiration, then the first air is introduced to our nasal chambers, and those nasal chambers contain the small hairs, and those hairs and the mucus work as filtration of the air. And with this, in the inner chamber of the nasal, around the septum student, septum is the wall that separates the nasal chamber into two, and inside the septum there are the olfactory lobes are found student, and with the help of them we can also take the smell, means olfactory receptors are found there, and those olfactory receptors are attached to our brain, olfactory lobes, and we take the smell of the particular air, that which type of air we are getting, good smell air or the bad smell air. Next is student, what happens in this nasal passage? From the nasal passage the air enters to the internal nares, means the inner nasal cavity. It is entered, and from there it is entered to the pharynx, and pharynx is the common path of air and the food student. And after this, air comes to the larynx student via voice box, like the air that I am getting, then that air is coming via voice box, and with the help of that voice box I am also producing the sound with the help of the vocal cords that are attached to it, and with the help of that the sound is producing vocal cords are found in the Adam's apple, that is found just above the larynx. Now we come on the next, trachea. Now the common path of the air is started student. It is the common path in which the oxygen containing air and the carbon dioxide containing air are found together, but they are separating from the collapse student with the help of the cartilaginous ring that are found inside the trachea. These are the cartilaginous rings student, and these cartilaginous rings help in collapsing, means they protect the collapsing of the air, means air is moved in a unidirection due to the presence of these cartilaginous rings. Now, this trachea is divided into two parts, student. Means right side and the left side, and they are known as primary bronchus. Means when the trachea is divided into two tubes, then that trachea is known as primary bronchus, and those primary bronchus are attached to the lungs, student, and these primary bronchus are found inside the lungs as secondary bronchus, student, as secondary bronchus. So inside the secondary bronchus, air enters, and student, air enters with the help of one important law, student. In this one law is helping in the inspiration and expiration, and that law is known as Boyle's law. What we call that? Boyle's law. According to the Boyle's law, air pressure is inversely proportional to the volume, and that helps in the ventilation of air or in breathing. So now air comes here, secondary bronchus. Now secondary bronchus are again divided into small tubes, and those small tubes are known as bronchioles, student. What we call them? These are the bronchioles, and these bronchioles are again divided into small ducts, and those small ducts are known as alveolar ducts, student. These ducts, student, alveolar ducts, and these alveolar ducts are attached with small balloons like structure or the grapes like structures, and that grapes like structure is known as alveoli. So air comes to the alveoli, student. Now what are the alveoli? Alveoli are the small balloons like structures that are attached with the bronchioles, and what they form with the bronchiole, they form one tree like structure that is known as bronchial tree. What we call them? Bronchial tree. So in the inspiration, that air comes to the alveoli. Now alveoli are attached with the blood capillaries. There are many blood capillaries are found, student, and those blood capillaries have the blood, and in the blood what is found, student? What is found? It is hemoglobin, and hemoglobin works as a porter or pulley, and it carries the oxygen, and that hemoglobin becomes oxyhemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin, student. Now that oxyhemoglobin is transferred to different organ where the energy is needed. So that oxygen is transported with the help of hemoglobin. Now what happens after this? Cellular respiration takes place, student. Means when that oxygen carrying hemoglobin come in contact with a cell that needs oxygen to get the energy, so that oxyhemoglobin is separated and release the oxygen, and in which the food that is found inside the cell is oxidized with the help of mitochondria. Now what happens after this? There is another gas is released, student, and what is it? It is carbon dioxide. Means carbon dioxide is released. Now inspiration is completed. After inspiration, now expiration is started, student, and in the expiration, carbon dioxide containing gas is carried. Carbon dioxide gas is carried by the different biochemical substances, student, inside the blood. First is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin does the reaction with that carbon dioxide, and what it forms? It forms carboxyhemoglobin. With this, there are some ions are also formed that like carbonate ions and hydrogen carbonate ion. Hydrogen carbonate ion. With this, one acid is also formed, and that acid is known as carbonic acid. Now that complete biochemical substance is transferred towards the alveoli, and when they come near to the alveoli, then carbon dioxide is separated from those biochemical substances, and again via diffusion they are removed. They are caught by the alveoli. Now alveoli pass them to the bronchioles, and bronchioles pass them into bronchus, and bronchus pass them to the trachea, and trachea pass them to the larynx, and from the larynx they come to the pharynx, and from the pharynx they come to our nasal chamber, and we remove that carbon dioxide. So, and this process is known as expiration, student. So in this way, the mechanism of respiration is completed. Now, in this mechanism, student, there are some particular type of muscles held, and in this the muscles are attached with our ribs. About those muscles we will discuss in our next segment. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.